what's up? Hi, it's Alex again. So, you know, my birthday passed. Probably, it's been a month. Just about a month now. I just turned 35. Okay. I still feel like I'm pretty young. I'm sprightly. You know what I mean? So this past Saturday, I went to go play some golf. A little. I don't know. I had some guys' time. Drink beers and hit some golf balls, and on a Saturday, it was pretty cool. I got home late. Late to me, late is like 9:30. That's late. In the night, in the evening times. But the next day, my son wanted to go play with his friends with the next door neighbors. They have a basketball court, and they lowered it to about, I don't know, like an 8 foot. And they kept asking me, "Hey, Alex, can you dunk it?" I'm like, "Oh, fuck yeah, I can. You damn right, I can dunk that." But I'm not going to, because I didn't wear the right shoes. My Reebok pumps. But they just kept on telling me, like, "Hey, do a one-hander or two-hander like LeBron James can do." And I said, "Okay, you know what, I'm going to do it." So I went up, dunked it with one hand, and I was like, "Oh man, this fucking feels awesome." I still have hops. That's what we used to call it back in the day. And then they asked me again, "Hey, can you do it, but this time with 2 hands or something?" They said, "Sure, yeah, I can do that easily with my eyes closed." In fact, do you want me to do it with my eyes closed? Okay, cool, let's do this. So anyway, I tried to jump, and I didn't try, I did it. So I ended up jumping, and whenever I dunked it, I don't know, I like pulled something in my back, trying to be very fucking cool. Turns out that I'm not as young and sprightly as I thought I was. I think I'm supposed to stretch and do all kinds of other shit first before I'm able to go and start acting like I'm Michael Jordan or something. So the kids were like, "All right, let's do another dunk. Can you do like a spin dunk?" And I said, "Yeah, hang on, I'll be right back. Come on, son, let's go get us some water." And then we went home, and I ended up just staying there inside the house. And I asked my wife to pour me a glass of whiskey, and I did that instead. They were asking me to come out and go play some more basketball, and I said I'd be right back, and like a dickhead, I did it. Because I hurt my back, and I feel like it was their fault. I'm just kidding, it's my fault. But yeah, that was pretty funny. That's making me feel kind of old. Another thing that makes me feel kind of old was my wife and I ended up going to go see Foo Fighters in Austin for my birthday. And during one of the songs, they said, "Check this out. And one of the guys, like the keyboardist guy, started playing Imagine from, what's his name? The Beatle. And so they played the John Lennon song, and then instead of singing the Imagine lyrics, Dave Grohl started singing is it David Lee Roth? I think it's David Lee Roth. He started doing the jump, and if you sing those right words, it goes along like with the tempo and everything. So it was hilarious as shit. And so my wife went back to work the next day, and the young people at her work was like, "How was it?" And she was like, "Oh, I thought it was amazing." And they even did this Imagine cover, but instead of using the lyrics from Imagine, they used a Jump. And they were like, "Wait, who's John Lennon? Who's Imagine? And what's this Jump song? Who's David Lee Roth?" I'm like, what the fuck are they teaching these kids these days? Like, who doesn't know that? Or is it that I'm 35 and I'm supposed to know that? I don't know. I blame the parents, right? Wouldn't you?
Might as well jump. Go ahead and jump. 'Cause I got a 1,000,000 to break in the sheet. Can't you see what I mean? Everything that I need. Might as well jump. Go ahead and jump. Get in, jump. Jump. Go ahead and jump. 'Cause I got a 1,000,000 to break in the sheet. Can't you see what I mean? Everything that I need. Might as well jump. Go ahead and jump. Get in, jump. Go ahead and jump.
there's this show on, I believe it's on ABC. Yeah, I think it's ABC, where it's called Alex Inc. Okay, this show it's Zach Braff, and he has, you know Zach Braff from freaking Scrubs. He comes out on this show, obviously called Alex Inc. But in this show, his what he does podcasts. And I was like, oh, I'm already a little bit biased because, first of all, it's Zach Braff. I love Zach Braff and JD and Scrubs and all that fun stuff. And number two, it's a show named Alex Inc. My name is Alex, so that's two positives. And then a third positive is that it is about a family guy that does podcasts. I'm like, wow, that is ridiculous. It's a little bit of a coincidence, whatever. Okay, so then while watching the show, I'm watching it. I'm already in love with it because obviously all those things I just mentioned. But then he has a son, and his son is named Ben. My son, his name is Ben. Okay, so let's just go over this again. Okay, it's a show called Alex Inc. My name's Alex. It stars JD from Scrubs. That's my favorite, like one of my top 5 best favorite shows of all time. He does it about podcasts, and he has a son named Ben. Wow, that is fucking amazing. Okay, so then while watching the show this weekend, he's singing to the son, Ben, is singing to this girl, playing a guitar. Okay, so he's wearing this shirt that my son has, that I have a bunch of pictures of him wearing. I'm like, well, that is just freaking funny. And then this girl that he's singing to has a nickname for Ben, and they call him Benny Bear. And the funny thing about Benny Bear is that we've been calling Ben Benzie Bear since he was born, basically. He even has his own channel called Benzie Bear Presents, and it's just him and my daughter Ari, and they're walking around Toys R Us and before it closes and all that fun stuff. But all these coincidences, I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. But no, the show sucks bad. No, I'm just kidding. It's pretty great. This other show that I've been watching, I don't know if you've ever heard of it before. It's called The Walking Dead. Have you heard of that? Anyway, I'm sure you have. I tried to watch it maybe, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. And then it turned out that, like, the first episode, I was like, this is obnoxious. Like, the acting is terrible. I don't believe any of it. I mean, why would you believe any of it, right? Because it's about zombies or whatever. But anyway, so I didn't give it a try. After the first episode, I was like, I can't do this again. I can't sit through another episode of this. I don't know why I was being a snob. I think it's probably because maybe my buddy Steve Dave told me to watch it or something, and whenever he tells me to watch something, I'm already like very hesitant about it. So like 99% of the time I won't give it a try, unless it's like 5-10 years later, then I'll give it a shot and act like I'm the one who discovered it. But anyway, so yeah, I started watching this show again, and I am fucking hooked. I'm about almost done with the 5th season. I love it. I feel like if I ever got into any kind of trouble, whether it's with the cops or just the power went out in the house or something, I feel like I'd be able to handle myself. Just all from watching The Walking Dead. It's more of a survival kit, and I love it. It's fantastic. Anyway, that's what I was doing. And then also one more thing. What I am working on currently is that I'm trying to do this thing. Well, I'm not trying. I'm going to do it. It just depends on how many people provide their input and their stories. It could be 1 story, 2 stories, most of them being for me. Regardless, I'm going to do something with it. And it's about the Warped Tour. Everybody likes the Warped Tour. I remember going there back in, I think my first one was in 2000. And I even looked it up. And it was here in San Antonio in this thing called Sunken Gardens. And it's just this big old dust bowl. And I think it was before they poured any kind of concrete or anything. So whenever you would walk around, you would just kick up dirt. And so my legs and like my shirt, everything. By the time I got home, I was just covered in dirt. I was very dirty. Socks, shirts, shoes, ears, everything had dirt in it. Butt cracks, dirt. Oh man, I just saw a beat up white GMC truck, and it says "Keep fighting," and on the back of the flag, and it was the Rebel flag, and not the cool Rebel like Rebel Alliances from Star Wars. It's the Southern, the Confederate flag. Wow, they're very, very proud. That's the kind of town I didn't think I lived in that kind of town until right now, and now I'm gonna have to move. It's not very safe here. But anyway, so I'm doing this Warped Tour thing. I wanted to do an audio documentary, but on podcast, so just called like a podumentary. I'm pretty sure that's a word. I didn't make it up. It's a word. So I'm going to do that. What I had in mind was to ask people that have been in the bands that have played Warped Tour, and even the people that have gone to Warped Tour. They're fans of the show, the tour, and all the bands that have gone there. And so what I wanted to get their stories. What do they remember from Warped Tour, or some of the more of the memorable stories that they would like to share with us. It could be anonymous, or if not, I'm working on. I just sent out a Twitter thing and then an Instagram thing, and texting all my friends and telling them to just email me. It could be because like the way I'm recording right now, I'm just using a voice memo. You could just do that. I mean, it's fun. Just tell the story. It'll be really quick. It could be 2 minutes long, 5 minutes long, 30 minutes long. It doesn't matter. I just want to hear the stories. I was going to compile them all, and depending on how much I get, I will work out the kinks. But I will be putting out as much content as possible. Just because I love the Warped Tour. The Warped Tour has always been. They had a lot of bands that on their tour that helped shape my adulthood. So some of the bands that some of the first punk bands I ever heard, they were on there. So it means a lot to me. So I just figured maybe it means a lot to other people too. So I just wanted to give them a voice, a little platform to put that out there into the world. So that's what I'm working on. Hopefully you're interested in it. If not, that's fine. Maybe you'll give it a listen. That's cool too. But just let me know what you think. And like I said, if you have any stories that you would like to tell about Warped Tour, or just stories in general, I'm all about just any kind of stories. I'll put it out. Just email me at findingstax@gmail.com. That's FINDINGSTAX@gmail.com. Findingstax@gmail.com. Or you can hit me up on the Twitter or Instagram at FindingStax. Same thing. But till next time, guys. Love you. Bye.
Get in, jump.